Alright, so what's up, guys? If you play MLB The Show, you know that yesterday, July 7th, was a big update day for the game, especially for Diamond Dynasty at least. But the June Player of the Month, or monthly awards in general, came out, and well, definitely the best one we have seen yet this year. I obviously have not finished it yet, but I will be doing that tonight on Twitch, so make sure you come check that out. But let's get right into it. Starting out, you got this great Tyler Stevenson card. I love the card. It's got diamond hitting, silver defense. The hitting stats are great. The contacts are amazing. The power is not really where you want it to be, but at least versus lefties, it's up in the upper 80s, which isn't bad, but low 70s is pretty bad for especially a catcher when he doesn't have the greatest of speeds. Before his defense, he's got pretty good defending stats, 80 arm strength. Not the greatest block or reaction, but still a very overall solid card. A lot of people do need a good catcher in this game, so this is just where you could look at one. Next up, in my opinion, the best starting pitcher one on this, probably the best pitcher on the whole thing. But Charlie Morton, this guy's repertoire is just great. He's got the four-seam, curveball, sinker, cutter, and splitter, so he's got the hard throwing stuff, but he's also got some great off speeds. I love the attributes on him. His stamina is great, his hits per 9 is great, his strikeouts could use some work, but his break is also awesome. He really has the pitches you want, and I think this guy's actually going to be a pretty solid card to use in stuff like ranked. Next up, we have a Tyler Glasnow. I'm actually not a big fan of this card. I do like Tyler Glasnow. He's got to be one of my favorite pitchers in the league, but I'm not a big fan of this card. The fastball is nice. It's up in the 97. I'm sure that can even get a little bit higher, but besides that, he really doesn't have anything. He's got all off speeds, like with a slider, curveball, and changeup besides his fastball. I just don't think his pitch selection is good enough for what you need to be using, but his attributes are also insane, just like Morton's. Stamina is the same, hits is a little less, strikeouts per 9 is great, break is great. Everything that you need from a pitcher in this card is absolutely insane. Still a very solid card. I just don't think it's the best. Doesn't have the pitches that you really want, but still a great overall card. Next up, we got this Pham. This card is great. It's got diamond hitting, gold defense. What more can you really ask for? The only issue I have with it is it only can play the outfield, and honestly, outfield in this game is very deep. I mean, there's a lot better cards that you can find than this guy, but the stats on this guy are great. The contact and power versus righties is great. The lefties, not amazing, but still, this guy is just going to crush righties for you. He's also got some pretty lockdown defense. All of his stats almost at 80 or above. His speed isn't the greatest, but he does have a good steal and base running aggressiveness, which is good. Might be able to steal a few steals in. Overall, this is a very solid card, though. It's good on both sides of the ball for power and contact, and it's just overall a great card. Next up, we got this closing pitcher, Presley. I think a lot of people are going to look at this and say, wow, a great closing pitcher, 95. Add that right to the lineup. I do agree. The hits per 9 are great. The strikeouts are great. Honestly, all of his attributes are insane. Control, break, walks. But his repertoire is just absolutely brutal, if we're being honest. He's got a four-seam, which only reaches 95, so it's really not even that fast. But he does have a slider and a sweeping curve. Honestly, I love sweeping curves, but I just don't think 3 pitches is enough to get it done in this game. Definitely a great overall solid card, just not exactly what you're looking for. I do think this is a great closing pitcher card, though. Nice, decently hard throwing fastball, and his hits is almost maxed out, so really it's going to be tough for guys to get hits on you. I don't know. I'm not going to hate on him until I use him, but overall, it looks like a very good card. And who would think we would have a Pirates player on the Player of the Month? But we got Reynolds. Honestly, this guy deserves it. The contacts on this card are great. He's got diamond hitting, gold defense, but the contacts, righties, 113, lefties, 125 maxed out. His powers aren't great, but his powers versus righties, 90, so that'll get the job done. 70 versus lefties really isn't good, but at least this guy will be able to hit for base hits versus them, and he could easily mash righties. Much like that Pham card, though, I do have an issue with it only being outfield. He's also only got 70 speed, so I don't really like him in center field, but he does have some pretty awesome defensive stats too. Good reaction, good fielding, decent arm. This is overall a very solid card. Very good, just get on base card. And I'm actually definitely excited to use this guy. Next up, we got the Detroit Tigers, Jonathan Schoop. This card is honestly nasty. It's got gold defense. Honestly, the defensive aren't great. They're all in mid or low 70s. But he does have an 82 reaction, not terrible. But the hitting on this guy is just absolutely great. 94 contact versus righties, 88 power, which is a little low. but versus lefties, he got 120 contact, 113 power. You face lefties with this guy, he's just going to mash them. This guy can also play anywhere in the field, which is pretty good. You can put him at anywhere in the infield, so he's really good slot filler. Very solid hitting card, and honestly, for a primary first baseman, not bad defensive stats. Next up, we have potentially one of the best shortstop cards in the game, actually. Diamond defense and diamond hitting, Carlos Correa. I mean, the defensive stats on this guy are insane. 95 arm strength, 95. He's got mid-90s for the arm, upper 80s for the reaction and fielding. Honestly, what more can you ask for? And then you look at his hitting. Maybe his hitting isn't going to be great because his defense is. Nope. His hitting is also great. His contact versus righties is at 113. Absolutely killing it there. Power versus righties 97, and his lefty contact and powers are both 94 or better. I think this is could arguably be the best overall shortstop card in the game. I can't wait to get my hands on this guy, put him on. Even though I do not like you, Correa, this is a sick card. Can't wait to use it. He's going to mash everybody. He's great in the field. Going to love using this guy. And up last, of course, who else would it be other than Kyle Schwarber? I mean, they really loaded this card out, too. They gave him diamond hitting and diamond defense. And just like everybody asked for, they gave him a secondary catcher position, which I am so hyped for. I mean, I would have really had to use this guy in the outfield because how can you not use this guy? But I'm glad he did get a catcher. I'm definitely going to be throwing him at catcher. But first of all, looking at his hitting stats, they are insane. 110 contact, 97 contact. I mean, those are just a great start, and it gets even better. His power versus righties is maxed out at 125, which goes great with his 110 contact. Versus righties, this guy is just going to destroy the ball. He's going to crush it. He's going to hit it in the park. He's going to put it in play. He's going to hit it out of the park. And his power versus lefties is just at 100 too. So whichever side is pitching this guy, you better watch out. He's going to kill the ball. It's a 98 overall card. And honestly, for Kyle Schwarber, the defensive stats are amazing too. Obviously, it is diamond defense, but he's got lower 80s. He's got low 80s or 70s for most of him, but then he does have the 94. But I mean, who did not see this guy get in the card? He's been playing out of his mind. He's been hitting so many home runs this month. Definitely deserves it. But I think a lot of people will be using this at catcher, which I'm very glad they put as a secondary position. This card is going to be great. It's going to be one of the better catcher cards in the game. Super excited to just destroy pitchers with this card. That's about it for everything. These are actually pretty easy to do. My recommendation is do these top 3, get you a free little 30 points, do all these moments. Do whatever rest of the missions you got to do, and then do the collection. It really won't take that long to do, I don't think. But yeah, obviously the best monthly awards we've had yet. A lot of great rewards. Bunch of cards that I'll be using from this. Let me know what cards you are most excited to use down below. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed. Great rewards to be made. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.